Hello everybody, how are you? My name is Chef Rob. Today we're going to take two treats, put them into one. Everybody loves cheesecake, everybody loves chocolate chip cookies. We're going to make a stuffed chocolate chip cookie with cheesecake in the center. Okay, so we are going to start with making the cheesecake filling. Going to put it in the freezer for a little while to get nice and chilled before we bake them off. So let's start with the cheesecake filling. 4 ounces of cream cheese. Bring it to room temperature. Okay, so really get it nice and soft. Maybe take it out about an hour ahead of time. Okay, and then we want a 1/2 cup of the powdered sugar. Make sure it's nice and full, just like that. Make sure you fill all those spots right there. Put that right in here. And now a 1/2 teaspoon of vanilla extract. We are going to mix this up just until it is combined. Okay, so you want to get this. If you want to use an electric beater or just the whisk, that would be fine too. Okay, we got this all combined. Hit it right off of your whisk or your electric beater. And now we're going to take this and put this into like a little Tupperware container or a little bowl and just wrap it really good. And we're going to put it in the freezer. This way it gets really cold really quickly and we can make these cookies sooner than later. These are really delicious. Okay, let's just put this lid on here in the freezer. And now we're going to start with our dry ingredients. In a large bowl, we want to take 1 stick of butter, which is a 1/2 cup. We melted this down and we just let it cool for about 5 to 10 minutes. Okay, so you don't want it really hot. Okay, so just melt this, pour it in. Make sure you get all that butter out, so give this measuring cup a little shake. And now we're going to put in 6 tablespoons of sugar. Make sure you use the full amount of sugar. 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And now we're going to add the brown sugar. We're going to add 6 tablespoons of the brown sugar. I'm using the light brown sugar. If you only have the dark, that will work. Make sure though that the brown sugar you pack in here really good. Okay, so it should be just like that, and then just drop it in. 6 of these. Four, 5, and 6. So we are going to whisk this around, mix it really good, and then we'll add in our egg and our vanilla extract. Just make sure any of the little crystals in there, like a little bit of brown sugar, a little bit hard. So just kind of tap that down and they just go away. Okay, let's add in our egg. 1 egg. And a 1/2 teaspoon of vanilla extract. We're just going to stir this well until that egg is all incorporated in there. And then we're just going to leave this bowl on the side and we will start using our dry ingredients. Perfect. Now let's do our dry ingredients. 1½ cups of the all-purpose flour. Just kind of level that off, just like that. And now our 1/2 cup. 1½ cups total. And then we want 1 teaspoon of cornstarch. This is a 1/2 measurement, so I'm going to put in 2. And now we're going to put in a 1/2 teaspoon of baking soda. Baking soda will make these cookies spread. A 1/2 teaspoon of baking powder. So very important that you have both, the baking powder and the baking soda. And then 1/4 teaspoon of salt to bring out all the flavors, because salt, a flavor enhancer. So let's just whisk up these dry ingredients just like this. And then we're going to gradually add in the dry ingredients into the wet. So let's just slowly add this in here. Always go up against the wall here of the bowl and just make sure all that flour is incorporated. As soon as it's all mixed, just stop. And then we're going to put in some chocolate chips. And then we have to refrigerate this dough for about 15 minutes. I just need it to get a little bit more solid before we put the cheesecake filling inside. These are perfect as a gift giving for Mother's Day, Father's Day, anytime. Cheesecake and chocolate chips together. Really good. Okay, let's add in our chocolate chips. You can add in 3/4 of a cup to 1 full cup of chocolate chips. Now we just want to get this to where the dough and the chocolate chips are combined. Don't overmix the dough. If you have your hands, your gloves, you can always mix it the rest of the way that way, okay? Because if you put the electric beater in right now, you may over mix your dough, okay? So I'm just gently just kind of moving the dough around, incorporating the chocolate chips. And now we're going to wrap this and put it in the refrigerator for about 15 minutes. Okay, just like that. I have my cheesecake filling still in the freezer. Wanted to get it a little more solid. We're going to take about 1.5 tablespoons of cookie dough. And then what we're going to do is create a little crater in the center. So you kind of take your thumb and just go like that. And that's where we're going to put a little bit of the cheesecake filling. Okay. This is the time you would want to put on your oven and put it on at 375. Make sure that you do have a parchment paper or a silicone baking mat. Very important. Okay, it's very good for baking. And the chocolate chips, 3/4 of a cup to 1 cup is more than enough. You can see they're fully loaded. Okay. You can make these small, big. You can get about 8, you can get about 16 out of this, okay, if you want to make little mini ones too. Okay. And as we're kind of doing this, again, make that little crater there, okay, just press down just a little bit. And these will take about 13 to 15 minutes. You will probably just need 1 pan, so you're going to cook this towards the lower rack of your oven, okay. And just keep an eye on them that they're not getting too brown too quickly. Okay. And I am going to go get the cheesecake filling because I want to check it, see if it is nice and firm, and then we can start filling these up. And our last one. So now we're going to take about 2 teaspoons worth of the cheesecake filling, and best is to go around and just drop a little bit on each one, just like that. Okay, don't put too much because you want to be able to seal it. Okay, because if it leaks, you're going to lose all your cheesecake filling. And then we're going to roll these around until the dough covers all of the cheesecake filling. If you like almond extract instead of the vanilla in this is really, really tasty. Okay, so we're going to fill all of these. Again, 375 for about 13 to 15 minutes. And then just let them cool on a wire rack. So we just filled the last one. So just kind of lift this up. The dough is not sticky, so it won't stick to your hands at all. And now just kind of pinch this around, roll it into a ball, but if you can see that little white there, you don't want that sticking through, okay? Otherwise, you do lose your cheesecake filling. Okay. So look all the way around, make sure nothing is coming through, and now just give it a little pat down, just like that, and you're going to repeat that with all of these, okay? If you feel like you have too much cheesecake filling in there, just take a little bit out because you do want to make sure it is full. Okay. And you can actually, since there's no cheesecake over here, I can just take this and just kind of patch it around just like that. And take your last one, take all that dough, press it around all that cream cheese filling. A little that just kind of leaked out here, so we could just take that off. Just pinch that dough all the way around, and this is what it should look like. So we're going to put these into the 375 oven now. Make sure you're using parchment paper or a silicone baking mat, and they will be done beautifully. Our cheesecake stuffed chocolate chip cookies took exactly 15 minutes in the 375 oven. Make sure you let these cool completely before enjoying them, and they'll be really delicious. Enjoy them, and everybody stay well. Thank you all for watching my videos. Bye-bye.